Discipline changes everything. Most people spend their lives waiting for the perfect moment. They wait until they feel motivated. They wait until life becomes easier. They wait until they have more time, more money, more confidence, or more certainty. The problem is that the perfect moment never arrives. While they are waiting, years pass by, opportunities disappear, goals remain unfinished, dreams stay exactly where they started. The truth is simple. Discipline changes everything. Not talent, not luck, not motivation. Discipline. The person who consistently shows up will almost always outperform the person who relies on motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Some days you feel powerful. Some days you feel tired. Some days you feel inspired. Some days you feel like quitting. Discipline removes the need to negotiate with yourself. Instead of asking yourself whether you feel like doing the work, discipline tells you to do it anyway. That is where real progress begins. Look at any successful person. Whether it is in business, fitness, sports, relationships, or personal growth, you will find one common trait. They learned how to do what needed to be done even when they did not feel like doing it. Most people underestimate how much their daily habits determine their future. Your life is not built by what you do once. Your life is built by what you do repeatedly. A workout does not change your body. Hundreds of workouts do. Reading one book does not change your mindset. Years of learning do. Saving money one time does not create wealth. Consistent financial discipline does. Everything meaningful in life is built through repetition. That is why discipline is so powerful. It allows ordinary people to achieve extraordinary results over time. The first step to building discipline is accepting responsibility. Many people blame circumstances for their lack of progress. They blame their environment. They blame other people. They blame bad luck. They blame their past. While some obstacles are real, responsibility remains your greatest source of power. The moment you take ownership of your life, everything changes. You stop asking why things are happening to you. You start asking what you can do about them. You stop focusing on excuses. You start focusing on solutions. Responsibility creates action. Action creates momentum. Momentum creates results. The second step is learning to keep promises to yourself. Most people understand the importance of keeping promises to others, but they constantly break promises to themselves. They say they will wake up early. They hit snooze. They say they will go to the gym. They stay on the couch. They say they will start tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes next week, then next month, then next year. Every time you break a promise to yourself, you weaken trust in yourself. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen confidence. Self-confidence is not built through positive thinking. It is built through evidence. When you repeatedly prove to yourself that you can be trusted, your confidence grows naturally. The third step is creating routines that remove decision-making. One reason people struggle with discipline is because they make every action a decision. Should I work out today? Should I read today? Should I focus today? Should I eat healthy today? The more decisions you make, the easier it becomes to choose comfort. Disciplined people reduce unnecessary decisions. They build routines. They wake up at the same time. They train at the same time. They work on their goals at the same time. The routine becomes automatic. When something becomes part of your routine, it requires less willpower. You simply do it. The fourth step is learning to become comfortable with discomfort. Growth is uncomfortable. Discipline is uncomfortable. Success is uncomfortable. Everything that improves your life usually requires temporary discomfort. Most people avoid discomfort because they view it as a sign that something is wrong. Strong people understand that discomfort is often a sign of growth. The workout burns. The study session feels difficult. The business feels uncertain. The conversation feels uncomfortable. But growth happens when you continue despite those feelings. If you always choose comfort, you will eventually become uncomfortable with life. If you learn to handle discomfort, life becomes easier. The fifth step is focusing on consistency instead of perfection. Perfection is one of the biggest enemies of progress. Many people quit because they cannot do everything perfectly. They miss one workout and stop training. They have one bad day and abandon their goals. They make one mistake and assume they have failed. Disciplined people think differently. They understand that consistency matters more than perfection. One missed day does not ruin progress. Giving up does. One mistake does not destroy success. Repeating the mistake without correction does. The goal is not perfection. The goal is consistency. Small actions repeated over time create massive results. The sixth step is controlling your environment. Your environment influences your behavior more than you realize. If your environment is full of distractions, discipline becomes harder. If your environment supports your goals, discipline becomes easier. Think about the people around you. Think about your daily habits. Think about the content you consume. Everything affects your mindset. If you want discipline, create an environment that supports discipline. Spend time with people who are focused. Reduce distractions. Organize your workspace. Prepare in advance. Success often begins with preparation. The seventh step is developing patience. We live in a world that wants immediate results. People want a better body in a month. They want financial freedom immediately. They want success without waiting. But discipline teaches patience. The greatest achievements take time. Months, years, sometimes decades. The person who stays committed for years often defeats the person who expects instant results. Patience is a competitive advantage. Most people quit too early. Most people stop before results appear. Disciplined people continue because they trust the process. They understand that effort compounds over time. The eighth step is learning from failure. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of success. Every successful person has made mistakes. Every successful person has experienced setbacks. The difference is that disciplined people continue moving forward. They do not allow failure to define them. They use it as feedback. They ask what went wrong. They adjust. They improve. Then they keep going. Failure only becomes permanent when you stop trying. The ninth step is protecting your focus. Modern life is filled with distractions, notifications, social media, entertainment, constant noise. Many people lose hours every day without realizing it. Discipline requires focus. Focus requires boundaries. You must learn to protect your attention. Your attention is one of your most valuable resources. Where attention goes, energy follows. Where energy goes, results follow. Protect your focus as if your future depends on it. Because it does. The 10th step is becoming the type of person who follows through. Most people focus on goals. Disciplined people focus on identity. Instead of saying, I want to get fit, they become someone who trains consistently. Instead of saying, I want to be successful, they become someone who works consistently. Instead of saying, I want confidence, they become someone who keeps promises to themselves. Identity drives behavior. Behavior creates results. When you change who you believe you are, your actions begin to change naturally. Remember this. Discipline is not about being perfect. It is not about never making mistakes. It is not about becoming a machine. Discipline is about showing up consistently. It is about doing what needs to be done regardless of how you feel. It is about making decisions that serve your future rather than your immediate comfort. Every day you have a choice. You can choose comfort, or you can choose growth. You can choose excuses, or you can choose responsibility. You can choose short-term pleasure, or you can choose long-term success. The quality of your life is determined by the choices you make repeatedly. That is why discipline changes everything. It changes your habits. It changes your mindset. It changes your confidence. It changes your health. It changes your finances. It changes your relationships. Most importantly, it changes the person you become. Years from now, you will not be grateful for the days when everything was easy. You will be grateful for the days when you chose discipline despite difficulty. You will be grateful for the moments when you continued despite doubt. You will be grateful for the habits that built your future one day at a time. Start today, not tomorrow, not next week. Today, take one step. Keep one promise. Complete one task. Build one habit. Then repeat it again tomorrow. Because discipline does not change your life in a single day. Discipline changes your life because of what it does every day. And when those days turn into months and years, everything changes.